Hey guys, thank you guys again for clicking on to another video. In today's video, I wanted to go ahead and touch on 10 things that you should know before joining insurance sales. So for those of you guys that do not know, I've been in the insurance industry for over 5+ years. I operated on an agent level and an agency owner level. So kind of give you the inner scoops on exactly what to avoid and what you should know before jumping straight into an insurance agent career. And if you're thinking about getting into insurance sales, there's just a few things that I wish someone explained to me clearly before I ever started. Number one, the workload is heavier than expected, especially early on. So whether you come from the service industry, or whether you're coming from school, or however else you're coming into the insurance industry, the hours might not seem as much as they actually are, but 24/7, essentially, you're going to be thinking about how you can get your next deal. And as far as understanding how you're going to be best prepared for it, you're not. Right? You've never done this before. You're jumping into something new. And so the stronger work ethic you have, the easier this will be able to translate for you. Number two, it's not just day to day, it is hour to hour, and sometimes even the weekends as well. So we used to interview individuals and we used to interview agents, and the one thing they would say is, I can't give up my weekends. I would look back at them and say, I can't hire you. Right? That's how important your Fridays, your Saturdays, and your Sundays are into funneling and setting up the rest of the week. If you're coming in Monday without any work over the weekends, or if a client specifically says they want to talk on a Saturday or Sunday because that's the only time that they're off, how are you going to be able to close them if you don't work weekends, right? You can sit there and say, oh, I'll schedule them for a weekday. They're going to be sold by someone that weekend, assuming that you're not going to be the one that does it. And so you have to be able to work around the clock, almost as if this is your career. Oh, wait, it is, right? Insurance is a craft, not a shortcut. The reps come before perfection. So people look at it and they used to tell me, oh, I'm sure it was easy when COVID was happening because everyone needed insurance. And while that may or may not have been true, a lot of things that people lost during COVID was also their jobs as well. So they didn't actually know how they were going to pay for the insurance. So just as much as they thought they needed it, they also knew that, hey, if I go back to work or if I don't have the money to pay for it, I'm going to cancel shortly thereafter. So just understanding that the repetition and practicing exactly who's looking for insurance, exactly why they're looking, and how you're going to be able to use that to close them is what you need. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to practice it until it is. Number four, you do not need to be smart to sell health insurance. So this was one of the mistakes that I made when I first got there, is I started taking advice from anybody that had been there longer than me because clearly they knew what they were doing. And that couldn't have been further from the truth. What ended up happening is I started mixing information. A lot of it was convoluted, and it did not get me to where I needed to. If anything, it delayed that process because eventually I was at a point where I was consistently closing deals, and I had people that were there longer than me asking me for advice. So that's kind of what broke me out of it. You do not need to be smart to sell health insurance. Number five, confidence matters more than intelligence. So this kind of is a branch off of the last bullet point, but confidence in knowing what you're doing, knowing that no week is going to rattle you, far outweighs the smartest person. I mean, the problem with the intelligent individuals, and I'm not saying that you can't be both, but the ones that lacked confidence but were intelligent would overthink. The ones that were confident but maybe weren't the smartest would close. Simple as that. Number six, new agents underestimate consistency and timeline. So people come in, they hear the big, checks that agents may have made. You might have been sold on a pitch. You might have seen maybe a friend sell insurance, and you do not understand that a lot of your income that you're going to make year one is not going to be your biggest take-home year, right? Because you're not getting residuals. A lot of the people that are clearing multiple six figures are making it, doing it in a residual format or in bonuses. Those are really the main things that agents are looking at, is how am I going to make the money and how long is it going to take me? But understanding that you are building a career. You're not building a one-and-done program where you're coming in, making a whole bunch of money and leaving. So just understanding that it's going to take time and it's going to take consistent effort for longer than just a few weeks or even a few months. Building a business takes longer than people think. This kind of picks up off of the last bullet point as well. This is something that I don't think most agents understand. I think this attributes a lot to the 92% that quit, is that you will need to understand that building a book of business is something that year in and year out, you have to not only sign people up, you also have to get referrals from them. And you also have to be able to retain a lot of your book of business going into year 2, 3, 4, and 5, because that is how the compound effect works in the residual aspect of insurance sales. Number 8, licenses and carriers don't make you money. The fact of the matter is the licenses and being licensed in all these different states in the beginning obviously is very important to your success, but just doing so and spending all your time dealing with carriers or dealing with how to get certified in your licenses, that in itself does not make you money. That should be some of the early stage things that you need to be doing to understand that yes, it's going to take time for you to get certified. Yes, it's going to take time for you to get licensed. All of those things are necessary before you're able to sell on your own. And so just understand that it may not make you money initially, but these are things that you need to do prior to being able to sell on your own. Sales ability, confidence, and work ethic are the 3 most important things that you can take in any insurance agent. And those are the 3 most important traits that you need to be successful in the insurance industry. I'll take those 3 traits and mindset, habits, whatever you want to call them, over any other 3 combination of anything else, right? If you have sales experience, I can teach you how to sell insurance. If you're confident, you know that it's really just applying the product that you're selling. And if you have a strong work ethic, then the ceiling for you is as high as you want it to be. And last but not least, I wish I blindly listened to high-level producers sooner instead of simply just overthinking all of the information that everybody told me and trying to revert it back into my own process. Do not reinvent the wheel. Replace what people have done already for you and put it in your own words. You should be a successful insurance agent. Keyword should. But if you guys like videos like this, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you guys very soon.